Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Gene.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, July 20th, 2024. So, on the day that is 2 days removed from the start of Air Venture,
Woohoo!
did you do the crossword?
I did.
And did it make you want to soar? Or did it make...
No.
Did it make you soar?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
But it did go fast like an airplane.
You're saying it like it just flew by?
It just flew by, yes.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I solved this rather quickly for a Saturday. Usually, I have to spend a lot of time on a Saturday. But
Oh, well, I made up for it then.
Oh,
so
really?
Between the two of us, we probably have average times. Because I spent a lot of time on this crossword.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you?
34 minutes.
It just took me about an hour longer than that. Actually, a little bit more than an hour longer than that. So, and approximately 1 hour of that extra was spent in trying to figure out what my error was.
Oh, Yeah, I had an error, and I eventually got it.
I want to guess where your error is. I predict your error is 36 down, horses around, question mark?
That was one error, but I solved that one when I finally figured out what 62 across was. But yeah, 36 down, horses around. I put caroused.
Well, no, it's horses. It should be singular.
No, I put carouses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I had carouses, and I was absolutely certain of it. So that meant that for 62 across being elusive in a sense, I had it being yesy, Y-E-S-Y.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the word yesy.
No.
It's used a lot by the Yeti, but no, because you see, I didn't know 34 down. 34 down, indigenous people of the Pacific Northwest. The Nez Perce is the correct answer.
Right.
Spelled N-E-Z-P-E-R-C-E, but I was spelling it N-E-Z-P-E-R-C-Y.
Right.
Because I didn't know what to do with the end of that.
Oh, yes, I knew that.
Did you really?
Well,
there's half an hour off of, okay.
I didn't know it right off the top of my head, but once I got a few of the letters, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's Nez Perce. I always say Nez Perce. I don't know how that's really pronounced, but yes, I knew of that Native American tribe. So then I had easy, E-double-E-S-Y, and I'm like, well, that cannot be right.
Right.
And then when I looked at the clue again, which was elusive in a sense, I thought, oh, I bet it's eel-y. And then, yes, carouses became carousel.
See, I looked at 36 down, and it was horses around, but with a question mark. So I first, of course, read it when I was doing this last night as horses around, and it's just like, well, it's got to be carouses. I had all of the letters except the last one. It had to be carouses. And I looked at it this morning, and this morning I emphasized horses around, and I emphasized the word around in my head. And I'm like, oh, I get it. Carousel. That was the most vicious clue in this crossword. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I fell right into that trap.
Yeah, me too. But then I was able to correct myself.
Yes,
pretty quickly.
Because you knew.
Because I knew Nez Perce, or
right.
However they say that.
Well, so N-E-Z is French for nose. So I don't know why this group of indigenous people would have a French name for nose.
I really don't know. I don't know much about that.
We're going to have to investigate this,
yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm. My mistake.
Yes. Oh, wasn't there? Okay.
Involved 20 across and 21 down. 20 across said 25 across for one, and 28 across for one.
Yep.
And 28 across was receiving gains abbreviation. Well, I figured it had to do with football, so I put yards, and the abbreviation for yards was YDS.
Yes, which
and
is
it
correct.
Worked. It fit, it seemed to be fine. But then I didn't know what 20 across was, and I eventually got the S, T, and A, And then the last one was 21 down, the first letter of 21 down, which was eponym for a ship in a favorite thought experiment.
Famous thought experiment. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, oh, is that Rhesus? I thought of Rhesus monkey.
Well, that's a monkey, and that's involved in experiments.
They do use those monkeys in experiments. So I put Rhesus. So I said star. And I'm like, okay, why is star related to yards?
Yes, I'd like to hear this.
Yeah, well, and I'm looking through, and it's a word, so it looks like it's right.
You mean Rhesus and star. Right.
But then I finally figured out yards was a statistic, so it was a stat, and the ship was Theseus. But I have no idea what experiment they're talking about there with Theseus. No.
Well, first of all, I'm wondering about about a ship that was made out of a monkey.
Well,
I don't know of a Rhesus. So
is it just that in an experiment you have a thesis statement, but that's not spelled like?
No. This is actually, I think it's pronounced Theseus. At least I always.
Theseus.
Yeah, and Theseus. The idea was, suppose you had a ship and it was made out of wooden planks, and you replaced wooden plank after wooden plank because it needed replacing. Mm-hmm. At some point, at what point is it no longer the ship of Theseus? Because you've replaced so many of the planks that there's almost none of the original left.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I contemplate that daily. I think... Well, I do think about that with various vehicles that I own, as various parts of them get replaced. And actually, I'm thinking about that in terms of my own body. At some point, I'm no longer me.
Uh-huh.
I'm just some HMO financed robot. So,
well,
but yes,
that was the thing I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else kind of came to me pretty quickly.
You see, I had the THE, and so I was like, the what? It was like this.
Oh, sure.
I was trying to think, actually, what I was thinking of, Einstein had this idea that if you were like traveling at the speed of light or something, or close to the speed of light, things would look differently. And so it's like, did Einstein actually name his ship? And so that's because normally when I think thought experiment, I think Einstein. He was always doing little thought experiments. And anyway, Theseus.
Theseus.
Yeah.
Well, that went right over my head.
Now there's another related term. Is it the Raft of Thebes?
I don't know.
There's this raft that a bunch of very unhappy looking people are trapped on. I think it's the Raft of Thebes. No, the Raft of the Medusa. Okay, I was off just slightly. Wait, was it really
the Raft of Medusa? The Raft of the Medusa.
The Raft of the Medusa. I was sure there was a Raft of the Thebes. Nope, not at all.
You made it up.
Thebes, Medusa, they sort of sound the same.
When you do your crossword, be sure you put the right raft in.
Yes.
Don't
yes,
try
indeed.
to fool people with the raft of Thebes or whatever.
The Raft of Thebes. But, the raft, maybe I think I've got it figured out. Mm-hmm. I was thinking of the word Theseus, but Theseus and Thebes sort of sound similar.
That's true.
That's my working hypothesis here. One across, bungee jumping might be seen on it. And I was like, okay, some sort of a bridge, some high peak, but it was bucket list.
Yes.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm presuming you got a lot of the. Did you get that off the top of your head, or
I did not get that one,
mm-hmm.
but I did get 17 across. What was that? Touring show for figure skaters. And first I put ice capades.
Everybody does.
Yes, but then I thought, well, it wasn't working, so then I said, oh, it must be Stars on Ice. And that's what it was.
See, I don't know if I knew Stars on Ice. When it started to come into place, I'm like, okay, that looks right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another touring group of people who skate.
Speaking about mistakes like that, 19 across, actors Feldman and Haim. So I saw Feldman and I immediately thought Marty. So I wrote down Marty's. And the Y worked because 5 down was blank shop, modern day storefront? And the answer was Etsy.
Yes.
So I had a Y there in the 5th position. So I thought, oh, it's Marty Feldman. But it was Corey's.
Corey Feldman.
Who's Corey Feldman? Marty's son?
He was, I think he was more famous as a child actor, or maybe, in his teens. I think he was in like a lot of sort of teen-like movies.
Okay.
But I don't think he's done a whole lot since he's been
hit puberty. Okay, that'll kill a career.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
And I think both of them. I think they acted together. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. And I think Corey Haim passed away.
Oh.
So, but yeah,
Well,
I kind of remember them from like the 80s, maybe 80s, 90s.
Does not ring a bell. Each one of the, if I take a look at bucket lists and I pick each one of the clues running down, each one of them is interesting.
Yeah.
Spanish province, whose capital is Bilbao, is Biscay. I recognize that as a place, but I could not have hauled that out of any short or long-term memory. Vast was untold.
Untold, yeah, that's a great word.
That didn't resonate. I mean, I know it, like untold wealth.
Right.
But it's not something I use in everyday conversation. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Magic words, I was like, okay, abracadabra.
Yeah, me too.
But it was charms.
Right.
And then the next one, that was where the Hangul writing system is used. I had it starting with K because of bucket list, and I thought, Kenya. Apparently they use it in Kenya, but it's Korea.
That's right.
And then, let's see, office, let's see, like some basic bikes, 2-speed.
Yes.
I didn't know they had 2-speed bikes.
Yep.
But apparently. Let's see, 9 down was great. Small denomination was a sect.
Right.
I thought 5 initially, because I thought 5 is a reasonably small denomination. Then I thought maybe it's a dime, but anyway, it was
not really a denomination, but
okay. Good point.
But 7 down, I thought was funny. Office hookup for short. LAN.
Yes.
Not like a date or anything, but
right. Well, I put down 1, which is actually a wide area network, so that wouldn't be right.
Oh.
So, and then 15 across, about to get it. I had next in line.
Oh.
and next in line fitted perfectly, except none of the letters did because it was in hot water.
In hot water, yes.
I mean, that's also about to get it.
I like 26 across, too. A bad look. The eye.
Yes. Yeah.
Giving someone the eye.
In that area, 14 down, got deep in the weeds, gardened.
Yes. I can attest to that.
Yes. I know you're always deep in the weeds.
I am. We have way too many of them in our yard.
27 down was, let's see, what was 27 down? An Englishman in New York, maybe. I had exile.
Oh, no.
But it was expat.
Expat, yes.
And let's see, I think those were most of the clues. I thought it was a very good crossword. I just found it to be.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but
I was just very surprised at how quickly it came together.
Well, if you ever have that problem, just ask me, and I will lead you down the garden path,
Well,
weeding or not.
It's so rare that I even get a Saturday all the way done.
No, that's not
No,
true.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. There are many times.
Sometimes.
I don't get
Not
it.
many. Most of the time, you get it.
Well,
I would say.
maybe more now than it used to be, but
Well, of course.
But this one just came together so quickly and fairly easily. So
I mean, I think when you were in grade school, you probably got none of the Saturday crosswords.
I didn't even know what a crossword was.
There you go. They didn't teach that in grade school?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
If you have like an infinite number of kids, each one of them trying to make a crossword, eventually you're going to get a great grid.
I suppose.
There's a thought experiment for you. All right, well, that's it for the crossword. This was by Ricky J. Syrah, and it was really well done.
Yes,
and
it was.
Well done, Ricky. And it was edited with great care, as usual, by Joel Fagliano. And it is Saturday, though, so it is time for Jam Katwa. the Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award, where we go back through the crosswords of the week, hence the title, and pick what we deem to be the very best and present it to you, our listeners. So, what have we got for this week?
Well, this week was a toughie.
Yes?
It was, don't you think? I mean, we had a lot of really, really clever puzzles.
I liked this one. I just liked all the clues in this one, except for Ely. Actually.
Ely. No,
But yes.
We had the palindrome on Sunday.
That was amazing.
We had the sign language one with the illustrations. That was kind of unique.
That was Wednesday.
First. We had the wormhole.
On Thursday.
Yeah. But we are going to give it to the sea anemone on Monday.
Yay!
Just amazing cluing, and what a clever theme, especially for a Monday when, usually they're kind of sort of pretty out there and fairly easy to interpret. But
Right.
this one was like
A little puzzle within a puzzle.
it was. So
And it was
anyway.
It was by Tarun Krishnamurthy, who we interviewed asynchronously on Monday.
That's right.
So you'll want to check out that episode.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's right.
So, well done, Tarun. And if you happen to be listening and are so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. We'll have your Jam Katwa certificate, framed, of course, and some lovely Wisconsin swag making its way towards you in no time.
That's right.
So,
And a lovely T-shirt if you send us your size.
right. Good point. All right. Oh, that's it for today. Looking forward to the beginning of this week's crosswords.
Yep, Sunday's out.
Sunday's out. We're going to tackle it. We hope you will too, and come back to hear us talk about it tomorrow.
Bye-bye.